Alright, this is week 4, OS2, Linux, the operating system, talking about the microkernel. Core component of the operating system, the central program manages resources and process scheduling, whether we're operating in kernel mode or user mode. Traps and interrupts. The whole idea, we have a program, write it in source code, compile it into executable code, then once it's in the computer we call it a process. It's running, it's block, or it's ready to run. Alright, we are going to keep moving. Got a lot to cover. User interface, keyboard, display, we got mouse, got electronic bus. Internally, we already talked about firmware, we already talked about booting, threads within the computer. Memory, locations, RAM, processor has registers, high-speed staging areas, gigahertz measures the speed. We talked about NIC, Wi-Fi. It's kind of a review. OS is loaded, and we can run a thread. Actually, you can almost think of one program is able to execute a couple instructions at the same time, but using the same data area. Alright, so then we talked about a little bit about the internet. Iowa Communications Network, Internet Service Provider. That's NIACC. And we just showed a little route. Like if you're at home, you come into the internet using a public address, and that would allow you to access the server. Server 2 is in the classroom, work server 1 is connected right to the main switch. And this is a new server we added. Okay, this was actually I call it work server number 3, and all the students have servers with just a different number right there. Couple more theory. We talk about boot, operating system, processes, and threads. The lab the students working on is the GUI lab. We start CLI, chapter 4, goes through command line, bash shell. We've got some command and then some argument that causes it to function. Do whatever we want it to do. So this is kind of a review of the big picture of just what we talked about. I'm going to keep executable, or a program can reside as a script. And storage, source code, we already talked about compiling into object code, link it, bring in a library, bring in more things to create your executable code. It was a review. Concurrent processes, we can have more than one process in there. We looked at this stack, talked about thread, memory map. Here's all those instructions. Here's your data heap in the stack. Synchronous processing. Okay. Talked a little bit about CPU burst. You know, the CPU can be working really hard and then has something really slow where it has to do I/O, input output. Then you have another burst and then it's going to sit and wait for something. Running, waiting. We talk about I/O. You got to terminate, interrupt, I/O complete. So here's a kernel. We create a process. It's ready. And then it can function, be blocked, back, and then function. Or it could sit to where it's going to be killed, be a zombie. User mode. And that's it. That was week 4. So students, they're chapter 4 in the curriculum, and we have set up our servers in class. That's it.